Uh-oh, that's not good. Here they come. They're all coming at once. No, no, they're gonna get the safe. What is up, guys? Brawlz here, back with another video, and in today's episode we're going to be talking about how to get max keys inside Robo Rumble and what the best tips and tricks are to do so. Now, Robo Rumble is a ticketed event that comes out on the weekends, so that means you got to save up your tickets, getting them from your bar boxes, save them all up for the weekend, and you're going to want to spend them all at once so you can get your maximum amount of tickets. Okay, so going in the first tip, we want to make sure that your comp is really strong. There are certain brawlers within Robo Rumble that work really well together, and on screen you're going to see what I believe is the best comp in the game currently. You really need a thrower, so either Barley or Dynamite, because they can get those long range hits over the walls without being exposed. You want a heavy tank that can tank some damage when those higher levels start coming in, and you really need to tank some damage. And then the last brawler just needs to be a really strong DPS brawler, which in this case can be Pam, and also the benefit of Pam is that she also is a healer. So that's why we think this comp is the best, because Pam is kind of like a tank, DPS, and healer all in one. She has pretty good health, she can do insane amounts of damage up close, and she can also heal. Frank's in the comp because he can stun other brawlers and he has tons of health. And then Barley is in there because of his high DPS. He's our DPS / thrower brawler. So that's what our comp is made of. You can use other comps if you want, but I would remind you to use brawlers that can hit multiple targets at once. Throwers, tanks, things like that. You really don't want to be using brawlers like Poco or Mortis, because Mortis will just die really fast. Anything like that. Colt is decent with his super, but he can only hit one brawler at a time. So you want to make sure you figure out the right brawler comp in order to get those max time. Now, the second thing is that you need to find a good placement on the map to hold down. So right now we're about in the middle, and if you're too high up on the map, then the enemy robots will actually spawn surrounding you, and you don't want that. The key thing in Robo Rumble in order to getting a high time is funneling the robots into a certain area. In these lower waves, it doesn't really matter because you can kill them before they get to you, but when you get into those higher levels, the enemies have like 8k health per robot, so they're really strong and really hard to kill. So you want to funnel them down into one point, and you can see right where we're standing, there's this one little gateway where all the robots have to come to. And you can see if you're using Pam, you really want to put your heal station in cover, like right next to where you're going to be holding down. And that's exactly how we've set it up here. And if you're too far back on the map, you can see right below me there's a little like pocket. You would think that would be really good for cover, and that is true if it was higher up in the map, because the maps are random. So it would be true if you got a higher up pocket on the map, but in this case, if you're in that pocket way down there, the robots that spawn on the left side will actually come around and target the safe before they target you. So you want to be right in the middle of the map behind cover and funneling robots into one area. And the third thing that's super important is killing bosses and killing the robots as fast as you can. Now this may seem obvious, but it's super important to do this, because if you are still healing up before another wave starts, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. As soon as one brawler goes down, it tends to snowball out of control. So you really need to keep everyone alive throughout all the rounds. So trade off taking damage. See here, Pam's going in front, and then Frank can later go in front, right? Because Pam's really tanky, she'll take some damage. Frank's tanky, and they'll switch off back and forth, continuously healing up. Barley should never go in front. He should always be in the back because he's really squishy, and he's your main DPS. And the reason I say you kill him really fast, especially the bosses, is because the bosses do a ton of damage to your brawlers, and if you don't take them out right away, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. Now the main way to actually take the bosses out as fast as you can is by chaining supers. So what you saw in the gameplay is that we took out the boss using Barley super combined with Frank super. So Barley can do a ton of DPS, and Frank will stun him, so he stays within that super radius. Tip number 4 would have to be, if you have high level brawlers, use them. like we said before, getting that damage off and killing those enemy robots as fast as you can is crucial. So the more damage you can do, the better. In other game modes where you're fighting against actual other people, having levels is important, but it's not the main factor, because if you land more shots, or if you do other things like that are skill based, you will still be okay and you still will probably win the match. However, in Robo Rumble, the bots will always do the same thing every single time, and they're very predictable. But the problem is that they do so much damage and they have so much health, that if you're a low level, you're not gonna be able to get that max keys. My last tip for you guys is trying to stay alive no matter what. In Robo Rumble, this is crucial, because as soon as one player goes down, your DPS drops dramatically, and then also your whoever can tank drops dramatically. You can see that when someone gets taken out, it tends to snowball. And if someone doesn't have a super to recover, then it's going to be really hard to stop the enemy robots from rushing in and killing your safe. You see in this gameplay that I died, and then eventually Pam died, and then Frank died, and then they just got to our safe and we just can't handle it. The robots were just too strong. And also, please do not stand in front of the safe just to block time. If you're alive, you do much more DPS than if you're dead. So yeah, eventually the robots will just get too strong, but you can see there we hit 6 minutes and 40 seconds, meaning that we got 640 keys. In this situation, I only used 15 tickets. So you get 32 keys per ticket, and the maximum tickets you can use is 20. So if you hit 6 minutes and 20 seconds, you'll get 640 keys, which is the equivalent of 6 boxes plus 40 extra going into your 7th box. So yeah, go to the comments right now. Let me know what your guys' favorite comp is and what your highest time is in Robo Rumble. Like and comment, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.